As listeners know, from a couple weeks ago, I declared myself an Apple TV Plus shill. I'm a fan. I'm a capital F fan of Apple TV Plus.
By the way, least surprising turn ever for you. Yeah. That's so on brand for you.
I don't. Some might say that you've always been an Apple TV shill.
I was already 1 foot in the door with For All Mankind, but I am now fully Apple TV Plus pilled. I bought an iPhone. They got me. Okay, my Vision Pro is in the mail. Did you guys know that currently on the Apple TV Plus streaming service, a Alfonso Cuarón television show is currently airing. Alfonso Cuarón.
And it bangs, right?
A legend of cinema has blessed us with new work for the first time since 2018 when Roma came out. And nobody is watching it. Not a single soul. Some people are, and the people that are seem very lukewarm.
I was going to say, you are raving about it, but I've seen a lot of like very middling reviews about like, well, it's pretty, it's beautiful, but it's pretty hollow.
So here's the thing about disclaimer. I've watched the entire show. I watched all 7 episodes. I have screener access for the 3 that haven't aired yet. 4 have aired so far. There's 3 more. I don't want to say too much. I don't even know if I'm allowed to actually talk about the episodes that haven't aired yet, but I really connected with this show. It really worked for me. I hope I'm even allowed to say that.
You are. It's been like reviewed by, you can't say anything specifics, but
okay,
you can give your general thoughts.
The thing is that,
or you'll get all of your press accreditation or for everything. So
it's the way the story is told. It's extremely difficult to make an assessment of it without watching the entire thing. So these podcasts that are putting out episodes in the middle of the season or reviews, articles that are just talking about on a per episode basis, I don't think that they capture the entirety of what Cuarón is trying to do here. I think you need to watch the entire thing. I do think that it is unfair to judge this show on a per episode basis. It's a mystery. Here's the basic setup of what this story is. Cate Blanchett plays this woman who is very wealthy, very successful. I think she's like a documentarian or something. Sacha Baron Cohen is her husband. He's a bit of a cuck, you might say. A bit of a beta, you might say.
Okay.
Very nice.
He's a sommelier.
Nice.
And that's what he's mostly interested in. They have a son played by Kodi Smit-McPhee of Power of the Dog fame.
Hey, nice.
Of
our boy
Ice Age fame.
Yeah.
Sorry, guy. It's it's an easy joke to make. You got to make it. I'm sorry.
He needs like that Family Guy joke about Uma Thurman. He needs an eye wrangler.
And he's a bit of a loser. His parents are really rich. They don't really, hang out with him too much. And one day a book arrives from a mysterious sender. And Cate Blanchett is very disturbed by the contents of this book. And slowly we find out that this book is recounting something that happened to her years ago. And there's 2 other storylines that we cut back to. So there's the main one with Cate Blanchett. We cut to Kevin Kline, who is this old man. Slowly we find out that he is the one who sent the book. His wife wrote the book. His wife is now dead. And he found a manuscript of the book in her room and he published it.
Now, do I want to know more or is it going to start ruining it?
The third sequence is a flashback to what went down. Okay,
so you find out very early on.
Well, the way Cuarón does it is very expertly because he wants you to pay attention. These things are not overtly stated. You're just cutting in between the storylines, and across the first 2 episodes, it's if you're paying attention, it's very easy to put the pieces together. If you're giving yourself over to the show, if you're invested in it. I love that there are things about the show that are very overt. There is a voiceover narration. It's almost like you are reading a book. I think this is based on a book. So the narrator is kind of like this. Yeah, it is like the experience of reading a novel is listening to this narrator. The editing of it, the way that you're cutting in between these three storylines, it's a bit disorienting at first. So the reason why I went ahead and put the pieces together for people is because when I watched the first episode, I was like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know who anybody is. I don't know who I should care about. I don't know why I should keep watching. What am I invested in? Like the show in that first episode, it doesn't give you enough. So I feel like that's why there's been a lot of lukewarm takes as it's been rolling out, because it doesn't make it easy for you at first. And then, in my opinion, I feel like it's very easy to put the pieces together if you are paying attention. There's a lot more that happens, and I haven't even given all the actual details of like what the story actually is, because it becomes very intense.
I'm interested in this one. I might, because I don't think I even have Apple TV right now, but I'm going to have to whip it back up for Severance.
Ooh, that's coming. That's January.
Here's the thing. If you have an iPhone and you're just like, hey, can I just like have Apple TV Plus? They're like, yes, please, of course.
Oh.
Apple just like wants people to use this service because nobody fucking uses this service. Like I just like got some more iCloud storage and they're like, here's another 3 months of Apple TV Plus. And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess.
Morning show.
Yeah, please watch more.
Please.
Literally the morning show and Ted Lasso were the first two things that popped up because they're like, please, this is the only thing that people are ingesting.
My mom really wants me to watch Morning Show.
Why? Does she
loves it.
Does she legitimately enjoy it or does she like it for like the comedy?
No, she loves it.
You're gonna have to watch that and then check back in for us.
I think I might.
Okay.
If I'm the Apple TV Plus show.
Yeah.
But yeah, disclaimer. It is a lock for my top 10. It might be a lock for my top 5. So at this point, I think it might be a lock for top 3.
Whoa. Wow. Okay. So I was going to ask, because you said like it's something that needs to be ingested to fully appreciate. Does it feel like a 5-hour movie?
Absolutely.
Or does it feel?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Well, because I didn't know like
7. It's like 7 hours.
7 hours.
Or whatever it ends up being.
See, because that's why I asked that question, because there's a difference between something that feels cinematic, that it's like you're watching one extended movie, and then there's something like what's the show that came out a couple years ago from our boys, Lego guys.
The After Party.
The After Party, where the After Party is something that you do kind of have to watch all of it, but it feels very episodic. It feels like a television show.
Right.
I don't know if that's better that Corona's just making a 7-hour miniseries.
Maybe it should have been a binge. Maybe they should have just dropped the binge.
Yeah, because I know Apple is very against doing the binge.
Yeah, I think the trouble is that they are against the binge and they want to space this out to try to build hype for it. But the way these episodes are put together, the way the story is told, it is incredibly cinematic and it feels like a single story that's been broken up. You gain nothing from stopping and waiting to see what happens next.
Okay.
That you just get frustrated because it's a mystery. You want to find out what happens. You want to get to the end of the mystery.
I mean, like, Severance is a little bit of a mystery, but Severance is something that feels more like a TV show that you can't just go.
You're checking in with your guys.
Yeah.
You know, you're dropping in with your friends. No, that's not what this is. And there's a lot to love here. I think the performances are incredible. Emmanuel Lubezki is here.
Are you scanning a QR code?
Yeah, I'm signing into to Apple TV Plus, but it's making me do a passkey. I'm looking at Apple TV Plus right now. Don't.
Hunter's playing the egg game. It's like
feed.
It's got a little push.
Oh, now it's working.
Yeah. Highest recommendation for me. 4 episodes are out right now. There's 3 more coming. I don't know people's viewing habits, but if you tend to watch TV shows with your parents, rethink this one.
Oh,
It is very sexually explicit. One of the most sexually explicit shows I've ever seen.
Wow, I wasn't picking that up based on anything you said so far.
Yeah, I didn't want to give away like more details than I already did, but
Kevin Kline getting in that pussy hole.
Tar.
Yeah. So there's specifically the 2 episodes that just aired this week. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
More or less sex than wolves.
Oh, are Pitt and Clooney just raw dogging each other?
I have to assume so.
Hardcore?
I don't know. You're the Apple TV show. You tell me.
God, I need to see that. I kept forgetting that existed.
See, now I'm glad that you signed in so you could make that rip.
How?
See, I couldn't have been able to make that joke if I didn't have wolves on hand.
How much of a failure is Wolves that they didn't even get me?
Yeah. Well, I think it's enough of a failure.
Ocean's 11 is like one of my favorite movies ever.
They, to try to drum up excitement for Wolves in the week of its release, said, official, Wolves 2 is coming out. And then after a week, they're like, never mind.
This was coming to theaters. No, it's not.
Just kidding. That and The Investigators.
Yeah, that's also Apple.
The
right?
Matt Damon, the Matt Damon, Casey Affleck. They still have not gotten movies right.
That's the thing.
I'm glad that they are like TV. It feels like they have really found a good niche. I feel like that they will end up getting absorbed by a Peacock or by a Paramount. Like something, there's going to be some kind of a merger that happens,
or they become like Sony, where they just license out. They they don't have a hub. They just sell off.
But they can keep making TV shows. Them spending however like many tens of millions of dollars for like Wolves and The Investigators that nobody is going to watch just feels like a money pit.
But they gave Ridley Scott money to make Napoleon, and they gave Scorsese to do Killers of the Flower Moon.
Were huge bombs. And I mean, it's cool. I'm glad that he did that.
I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon is incredible.
Killers of the Flower Moon is one of my favorite movies of the year last year. Like, I love that movie. I just don't know what they're doing. I'm glad that at least they are still at least giving a home and making it work on the TV side of things, even if movies are still a little iffy. Maybe they'll get into co-pro stuff. Yeah. Like if they do merge with a Peacock, then or a Paramount, then they can do like Apple produced being released in theaters through Paramount or something like that.